Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 20th through the 26th. We're going to see what's coming up here for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. I'm using the Tattoo Tarot here. It's a fun little light-hearted, whimsical deck. I feel like we could all use some light-hearted energy right now. I know I sure can. So we're going to see what's coming up here in the week ahead. Hopefully keep it nice and light. We'll move you up just a little bit. First card coming up here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Nope. You know what? I don't do Venus in the weekly. You guys know I don't do Venus in the weekly, but it came out of my mouth. So it is what it is. Spirit may be overriding my process. So if you are watching this as a Gemini Venus, it could be something about your love life. Now, the first card here is the Devil. This is a Major Arcana card. Major Arcana cards are always going to come up anytime that we're at like a significant crossroads. The situations that we're dealing with are directly connected to what we came here to experience, what we came here to learn, what we came here to conquer. So there's significant times. And even though I'm reading and I'm setting the intention for a 7-day period of time, major arcana energy is going to be around for a while. So it could be kicking off in the next 7 days, but it could be a chapter that you're stepping into. Now, the Devil being here could indicate some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn. If you have a Capricorn placement, there could be big changes or shifts happening, happening for you in those areas of your life. There could be here also a sense of, I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. As I'm looking at the energy, I'm getting a feeling and a sense of like competitive energy. And it's kind of like not just competitive, but like I'm better than you kind of energy. So some of you could be dealing with someone who has this personality where they're saying things or they're doing things trying to make you feel insecure about yourself, or trying to put themselves up by keeping you down, or not competitive, like discrediting you, like discrediting your accomplishments or discrediting how far you've come. And so this is something some of you need to keep in mind, and be cautious of that and be aware of that, and not allow the negative ego to take over and convince yourself that you're not doing a good job or that you're a failure in some way. Sometimes the Devil card can come up to tell us that we're putting way too much importance on status, labels, money, to like determine if we're doing a good job in life, or if we're successful in life, or who we are as a person. And so sometimes this card can come up to say, break out of that illusion, right? Money isn't everything. Title isn't everything. Okay? Your worth, your identity, you had it from the day that you were born, and it doesn't change. Your worth and your value and your identity doesn't change if you're a CEO of $1 billion company, or an astrophysicist, or a janitor, or someone that doesn't have any job at all, or a receptionist. It doesn't matter. It's not an indication of who you are as a person, or your worth, or your value. And money is not the measure of success. It's not the end all and be all. So some of you maybe need to work on taking some pressure off of yourselves in that department. The next card that's coming up here for you all, Gemini, is the Knight of Coins. And this could be Earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, coming into a situation. Again, if you have earth sign placements, you may be working on those areas of your life, or focusing on those areas of your life, or those houses this week. Now, energetically, the Knight of Coins is slow and steady wins the race. The Knight in Coins is that you will experience success as you put one foot in front of the other. So it's not a time to get, too intense here, right? Kind of go slow and give yourself permission to to just be consistent. That's it. That's all you need to do to be successful in this situation. At least that's the message Knight of Coins comes up for me in my readings. The key to your success is going to be consistency. It's not going to be about the hustle and grind. It's not going to be about, working around the clock. It doesn't always have to be blood, sweat, and tears. It doesn't. It's just consistency, right? And so I feel like a lot of you are putting a lot of pressure on yourselves to hurry up and get something done. And the Knight of Coins or the Knight of Pentacles is telling you, you really don't have to, right? This is not a race against the clock. The next card that's coming up here for you all, Gemini, wow, you have like not all court cards, but you've got several court cards. Some of you could be dealing with people this week, or a person this week that's coming into your situation or trying to steer you off your course. These cards are giving me a very interesting story here. And so I feel like the message here for you is that you might be dealing with a person, specifically a person who is very opinionated. They might be getting involved in your life, and they may be trying to tell you that they want you to do things in a different way. They don't like the way you're doing things. They don't like your game plan. Their ulterior motive here could be about finances. Maybe they feel some way that your financial situation is going to impact them. So they may be trying to steer you into a direction that's going to be more beneficial for them or make them feel more secure about a situation. But the Knight of Coins is like, hey, stay the course, be consistent, keep doing what you're doing. And then the Knave of Swords is like, oh yeah, no, you're going to listen to me. You're going to do it my way, right? The Knave of Swords here coming in. Actually, no, this is like Page of Swords, not the Knight of Swords. Okay. So why am I getting this energy? Some of you know traditionally the Page of Swords or the Knave of Swords can be somebody who's gathering information, okay? And sometimes in the Page of Swords, some of you have heard me say in my readings that it could be someone who's gathering information online, like somebody who maybe has fake accounts and they're using those fake accounts to get into your social media and see what's going on and see what you're posting. They may even be sliding in your DMs and trying to talk to you as somebody else as a sense or a means of gathering information. But the ulterior motive here is to change the course. And those of you who follow my channel, you know I read intuitively, and like by the photos, sometimes things will jump out at me. And as you look at this Knave of Swords, he doesn't look friendly. Like you look at his face and he just kind of, to me, seems like he means business or he's really focused on making something happen. So I'm getting that Knight of Swords vibe from this Knave of Swords. This person may be trying to gather information as a means to, try to convince you to do things their way or to steer you in a different direction. Okay? They may also be saying things that they know are going to get to you. And the thing that I think Gemini is going to be most difficult for you is they're saying things to you that you have said about yourself in a moment when you were feeling low. Like you were feeling sad, you were feeling discouraged, that negative ego was kicking your poor little booty around, and you were just feeling really sad and really discouraged. And you may have said things in those low moments like, oh, I should just give up. It's never going to work out for me. I'm not good enough for this. I'm not cut out for this, right? Like it's a waste of time, or, and you said these things in a low moment, or you may have criticized yourself in a low moment. And they're going to start repeating those things back to you. The things you said in a low moment. Like, oh my gosh, you've been doing this for so long. How much longer are you going to do it? It's not working. It's not for you. You're not cut out for it. You're not, this isn't who you are, And so they may say things or do things that, or say things that you've previously said. And that can be really like tricky because you're like, well, how can I argue with this person when I know I've said these things about myself? Well, first and foremost, massive red flag. Massive, massive red flag. This person should just be draped in red from head to toe. Massive red flag. That's one way you know you're dealing with a toxic situation. If you open up to somebody and you're being vulnerable, and later on they take your insecurities and your vulnerabilities and they repeat it back to you, or they use it to get you to do what they're wanting you to do, it's not a good situation. It's not a good situation at all, right? A more healthier approach might be, well, my dear, my friend, my lover, whatever the situation is, I know in the past you've expressed some discouragement, but like, really, what do you want? Do you really want to throw in the towel here? Or were you just saying that because you were discouraged in that moment? Do you still feel joy for this? Do you still have passion for this? Do you still want to go in this direction? Versus, you know what? You should just give up. You should just give up. And the thing that I don't like is I feel the basis here is money. I don't like that. That's really messed up for someone to try to get you to change your plans in the direction you're going in, because they want you to be at a certain status or a certain income or whatever they think they're going to get out of it. It's not not a good vibe here. And again, Knight of Coins encourages you to stay the course, to be consistent. Now your next card here, Holy Cannoli. Holy Cannoli, Gemini. The Five of Swords. So this is confirming what I felt about kind of using vulnerabilities against you. With the Five of Swords, it can be some kind of like a burning of bridges kind of situation. Like there's a discussion and it escalates into a disagreement, and that disagreement really escalates, and it can be like really getting to the point where like you're burning bridges, where it's just like scorched earth energy. Like that escalated quickly. Now, with the Five of Swords, some of you have heard me say this in the past. Five of Swords, for me in my readings, a lot of the times can come up when you're dealing with somebody who knows you very well. They might be a very, like, kind of observant person. They may even be a very intuitive person. They may be very good at reading people. And so they know exactly what your insecurities are. They know exactly what your vulnerabilities are. And they will bring it up on purpose to steer you. Like they're pulling the strings on a puppet, right? Like, say, growing up, people made you feel like you were really dramatic and you're kind of insecure about that. Like, well, I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to get too worked up. I don't want people to think I'm dramatic. And they may be really, like, not respecting your boundaries and like pushing you in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And you may try to stand up for yourself and you may try to set a boundary, and they're like, oh, Gemini, there you go again, you're so dramatic. I can't believe how dramatic you're being, Gemini. You're so dramatic. And you might for a moment like question yourself, okay, well, maybe I am being dramatic. I hate it. I hate it when I feel like I'm being dramatic. I hate it when people think I'm dramatic. And so it might kind of bully you into not enforcing that boundary, or whatever it might be, right? You're selfish, or you're this, or you're that, or you're immature, or whatever it might be. They know what to say, they know what to do to get you to go left or right or up or down or whatever they're trying to do. I do feel this time around, though, Gemini, you're awake to it. Okay, you're awake to it. I feel that this time around, you're in this energy of, like, just like you're done. You're fed up. You're fed up with being pushed around in this way. Now, this could escalate and become a really big deal. It doesn't have to escalate and become a very big deal. Some of you might say, "Well, no, I want to burn this bridge." You can burn the bridge, but you can do it in a calm way where like you're in control of yourself. I used to kind of try to uh really, really at all cost avoid people in this Five of Swords energy. But something I've noticed over time is there's a gift in it, because it shows us where the trigger is, and it gives us an opportunity to clear the trigger and to deactivate it, so that in the future they or anybody else can push that little button all they want, no result whatsoever. That trigger no longer exists. It's no longer active. They can push and push all they want. No results for them. No effects. No power over you whatsoever. So, how can you do this? If you're able to take a step away from the situation when you find this person's using your vulnerabilities or insecurities against you, you can maybe journal it out. Like, what did this person say? What did they do? How did it make me feel about myself? As far back as I can remember, when is the very first time, the earliest time that I can remember feeling this way? Who was involved in that situation? And then write out a release to this person, write out anybody that you remembered from the past, release them, forgive them. Oh, I'm sorry, before you release them and forgive them, write about like why you think they did it. Like, how did this serve them? What might be their motivation, or what are they getting out of it? Forgive them, release them, forgive yourself, release yourself, anything that you're blaming yourself for or beating yourself up about. And then write out how you're choosing to feel about yourself and about this situation from now on moving forward. If you can do this, you will deactivate triggers. And people won't have that power over you to steer you and to pull you this way and that way. You choose where you're going, not somebody else, especially when they're trying to steer you to get some kind of benefit or to benefit themselves, right? You weren't born, you weren't put onto this earth to be somebody else's supply. You weren't. And you know this. And I know, and I have faith and I have confidence, Gemini, that you will be true to yourself and you will stay the course. You may want to check out your moon sign or rising sign. Some weeks this might resonate more for you than your sun sign. I hope that you will also check out the daily messages I've been posting. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for June are linked in the description of the video. Love readings for July will be coming up shortly. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a fabulous week ahead. Take care, Gemini.